last 500 maybe?
Focus on bringing people in.
Well, we're here now.
Last 20 for the national championship. Yeah, link it up, pound it.
We have pretty solid contact.
How do I make my legs look bigger?
Stronger for betting shirts.
Get excited.
A lot of minutes by a lot of times.
Eyes up, chins up.
And much faster.
Keeping the team together.
Keep on. Right.
You guys are not the same height.
It was pretty good, and it was pretty hard. Big congrats to the guys. Actually, it was so hard. Yep, headed back to Melvs. It's gonna be so much better.
Zap, how you doing, man?
Pretty good. Can't complain. Had a pretty good week.
All right, right on. Welcome to the Redliner Experience. So, as you know, I'll explain it to the viewers for a second. I created this a week ago. A week ago was our first episode, so you are the second ever episode of the Redliner Experience.
You know what they say, second is the best. So, just saying. Shout out to Baylor, first episode.
Yeah, dude, that was a blast.
It was a good one.
That was a good time. We so I started making this series as a sort of platform for the culture of the rowing team we belong to, Florida Tech, for the culture to surface to, for it to have a place in this digital atmosphere of 2019 to understand, to be like this town square sort of thing for everybody to kind of get each other, for the parents to get us, for the alumni to be involved, and maybe for people on the other ends of the team, like socially, that you don't quite interact as much with. If they listen in, they'll get a better understanding of you. It'll bring the team closer together.
Yeah, definitely. Because, I mean, you know, we're all such a close-knit family on the team. But, you know, obviously, you know, come race season, you don't spend a lot of time with some of the other guys in your boat. And I guess, you know, this is pretty good opportunity for those other guys to, you know, learn about other people.
Yeah, for sure. And, I mean, I started noticing at some point during college that a lot of the conversations I'd have with people would be over text. And there are some people that I know that I've texted more than I've ever had face-to-face conversations with.
Personally, I think I can speak for myself where I'm the worst texter that there ever is. So, like, I prefer talking. So this is right on my alley.
Yeah, good for you, dude. I prefer talking by far, but texting is just so easy.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
But it's also cheap. It's like sometimes can be a shallow form of communication.
Yeah.
Albeit helpful. So let's talk about you for a second. Zap, you hail from Buna, New Jersey. You are the prince of Buna, New Jersey.
The prince. I am a member of the royal family. For those of you who don't know, my father is the mayor of Buna, New Jersey. You gave him a little bit of respect last time with saying it was a city, but it's a town. It's a nice town. We reign over about 6,000 people, all our royal subjects, but you know.
So what's Buna like, dude?
It's quaint. There's not much going on. It's a pretty quiet town. Say the most action it gets is during Little League baseball season. That's a big thing.
And you used to be pretty big in Little League, right?
I was a 4-time Little League All-Star. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but you know, you know this about me. Others may not. But
How's that two-seam fastball?
75 miles an hour. You already know.
How old were you?
14.
14 with a 75-mile-an-hour two-seam fastball?
Hit or miss, you know.
I would go as far to say that you're the baller of our team.
I could agree with that.
Yeah. In the YouTube description, I have you as Gennaro Zappariello. Mechanical engineering, second year, 3-point threat.
That's a pretty good description, if I'm being honest. I mean, you would know firsthand-handedly.
Yeah.
From our times playing basketball together.
Yeah, you balling me pretty hard.
Yeah.
I give a lot of the credit to your shoes, but that's honestly a
the shoes are pretty good.
Yeah, I wear like free runs out there.
Yeah.
And my ankles break.
Yeah, they're nothing compared to the up-tempo somewhere.
So you were previously an aerospace major,
yes.
Right? And what, have you jumped ship yet?
I haven't jumped ship yet because there's no need to switch right now. I'll probably do it next semester. But, you know, the reason I wanted to switch was, you know, I feel with an aerospace engineering degree, you're very pigeonholed into what you're allowed to do. And I feel with a mechanical engineering degree, you have a broader sense of what you can do outside of college, more opportunities and stuff like that. And, you know, even with a mechanical engineering degree, you can still do aerospace stuff.
Right.
So,
Right on.
yeah.
How are you liking your classes right now?
Classes right now are pretty good. I think my most interesting class right now is Intro to Asian Civ with
Whoa.
Dr. Patterson.
Patterson is great.
Oh, he is so passionate about what he does.
I love
And
that guy. He's so exciting.
oh my God, it's awesome.
I remember the first time that I had a Patterson class. It was, well, the only time I've had a Patterson class. History and culture of China.
Mm-hmm.
And I just walk in, and there's this old man who is genius.
Yeah.
Far, like, beyond our years.
Oh, yeah, he knows so much.
And he's just up there, like, bouncing around.
Yeah,
like
he's jumping off the walls.
like he's 20 years old.
Oh, but it's awesome.
I just got back from a sabbatical. I was in the Amazon rainforest, and I just wrote another novel or literature on the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
And
And you're like, how does he do all this? He's
What a
like, I
guy.
biked to school this morning, and it's like good for you, go man.
and
Right?
now the botanical gardens are named after
Yeah,
him and his
I
wife.
didn't know that. Like, I'm a tour guide on campus. I don't know if you know that, but you know, I go through there every tour, and it wasn't until this year that I noticed. I was like, I put two and two together. I was like, Joy and Gordon Patterson Botanical Gardens, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
So tour guiding,
Yeah,
you're really good at walking backwards.
I'm pretty good. Not gonna lie.
Does that help you on the court?
Definitely with my shuffling back on defense, but then again, I don't really have to like shuffle back because usually when I shoot it, it goes in, so they got to take time to like pass the ball, and that gives me enough time to
You're
run
the
back.
3-point threat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can also you can drive it in. pretty
Yeah.
hard.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's where I started. You know, when I was a kid, I was a little bit bigger than everybody, you know, earlier on. So I would, you know, just take it to the rack every time. My friend's backboard was pretty forgiving, so you could throw it as hard as you wanted there, and it would just bounce right in. But then they eventually started getting taller than me,
Yeah,
and I had to expand my game outside the 3-point line, you know?
I feel you. I played basketball in middle school for one season. For some reason I tend to say two because I feel like it was two, but it wasn't. It was one season. The first year I tried out, and then I didn't make the team.
Oh.
7th grade. I was like, oh man, I just didn't make a team. It was such a weird thing. So I was like used to doing good in sports, and then second year I made the team. They're like, yeah, hang around. You'd be a good part of the team. You got a lot of potential. You're like one of the two guys that can like palm the ball. I'm like, all right, cool, sick. They put me in at the last minute of every game. So I had combined minutes of play of like 8 minutes throughout the year,
God.
and I shot 500
Hey,
because I missed one shot.
hey, you'll take it. It was the exact opposite at my school in middle school. It was literally like, can you stand? And it was like, all right, you're on the team.
Oh,
It was bad. I think my first like 3 years in middle school, like 5th, 6th, and 7th grade, might have won 2 games. I remember one time we were playing another school and we were losing, I think, 40-1. I hit one free throw, and my dad was coach at the time. And the other coach comes up to my dad and he goes, you want to turn off the scoreboard? And my dad's like, no, why would I want to turn off the scoreboard? These kids need to know what it's like to lose. And I was like, I was mad because I wanted my 1 point up on the scoreboard.
oh man.
It was a bad time.
No, I feel that deeply. That's good stuff. So let's talk a bit about your time here at
Yeah.
Florida Tech. What was the first time that you came to the campus?
First time I came to the campus was, I think, in March of my senior year in high school. You know, we have a career fair on campus at my high school, and, you know, Florida Tech was there. I talked to the rep for, the Northeast. And, rolling admission, free application. I was like, let me apply. And if I get in, then I'll visit. So I got in, came here in March. I had an email chain going with Jim. Wanted to express my interest in rowing, and he was pretty helpful with that. Came here, met with him. I actually saw Billy. We were meeting in front of PDH, and Billy comes waddling in as he normally does. It must have been after practice or something. And Coach goes, "Hey, Billy, come over here." And I'm sitting there with my dad. And Coach goes, "Billy, what would you say the team's like?" And Billy's like, "Yeah, it's good." And that was it. And then Jim goes, "Yeah, that's Billy for you." Yeah. And I didn't piece that together then, but now it's like, that makes perfect sense.
Man of many words.
Yeah.
Hey, Billy, how was that piece? It's good.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. He's a
Love you,
positive
Billy.
guy, optimist. Love them.
But yeah, that was my first time on campus. You know, I applied to a lot of colleges and only got into 2. So it was here.
The 2, were they like part of your top 3?
Yeah, Florida Tech was up there. It was pretty much my number 1. So
You don't have to lie here.
no, I'm serious.
All right, right on.
I'm
Good.
serious. Yeah,
That's a good thing.
and it was basically here or Embry-Riddle, and I went there. Campus was, you know, pretty nice, but
Embry-Riddle in Florida?
yeah, up in Daytona. I emailed the coach multiple times, never reached out to me. I was pretty happy that Jim reached out back, kind of expressed interest in me, sort of thing. You know, when I met here, talked with him and that kind of stuff, I kind of put 2 and 2 together that this is where I wanted to spend the next 4 years.
Right on. How long have you wanted to row in college?
Well, going back to basketball,
All right.
because this is where my rowing story begins. So my sister was a rower in her high school. She's 6 years older than me. So, you know, the preteen I was dragged to all the rowing regattas. And obviously that was hell for me because I would be there from the crack of dawn till the end of the day, and I would just be sitting there. You know, my Game Boy would die halfway through the day, and I wouldn't be able to play anything. So I'd be sitting there doing whatever, and you know, my family would come up to me, friends and stuff. They'd be like, "So, Gennaro, you're gonna row when you go to the prep, right? You're gonna do all this, you know, you're gonna row just like your sister." And I was like, "No, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not doing it. I'm playing basketball. And one day, my dad comes up to me with, you know, one of our good family friends, and he's like, "Gennaro, like, let's make a bet right now." And I was like, "Okay, like, you know, I'll hear it out." He goes, "If you don't make the basketball team, you have to row." And I was like, "All right, well, I'm obviously making the basketball team, so I'll take this bet. It's easy money." So go to try out for basketball, cut right there. And I was like, "Oh God, no, this is the worst. Now I have to row." So I showed up for camp, and you know, story's written.
Right on. Do you remember your first day of practice?
Yeah, I do. I did a rowing camp before the school year started at my high school, and you know, it was just like a learn to row sort of thing. You know, I kind of had a chip on my shoulder. I was like, you know, my sister did it. I kind of have an idea of what's going on. So, you know, get in the boat, do all that kind of stuff. Just, you know, stupid drills just to, you know, get your feet wet with the rowing and stuff like that. But I knew immediately, like, this is pretty cool. Like, this is something that I could see myself doing. I met one of my best friends on the first day there, Carson Brown, shout out. Yeah, I only met him because I hated him. I was like, I really don't like you.
Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's my best friend. Talk to him every day.
That's great.
But yeah, like, as soon as I took like those first couple of strokes, it was like, it was addicting. You know, I'm sure you know the feeling.
Yeah, no, I look at it really weirdly. It's a complex thing, starting rowing. I always try to think about the moment when I decided I was going to stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was when I was like talking with the competitive coach with my dad, and I was like, "Hey, do I have a shot at getting a college scholarship with this?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, if you listen to me, just listen to me. Like, my word is law." And I was like, "Ooh, this is enticing." And then it felt like a moment, like the calling kind of moment, whether it be like the note to Harry Potter or whatever. It was like, sweet, I have a purpose now.
Yeah.
And I just dove in head first the next 4 years, and rowing became my life.
Yeah. I remember, I mean, yeah, it's addicting. It really is. You don't know why you want to put your body through all this pain, but like, you really can't explain it. It's hard to explain. I remember it's my sophomore year in high school. I was half tempted to quit to go play squash during winter training because I just hated the erg. And then my summer going into junior year, I was just like if I want to be fast, like I have to like this machine.
Yeah. It's a complex relationship. Like you have to have this sort of like dominating like view on it. Like, all right, you're my tool, and I gotta face it. I gotta face it every day. There's this book that young Bainey recommended to me, 12 Rules for Life.
Is that that's what you linked me today?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. A bunch of like awesome kind of stoic views, which I think are super applicable to rowing.
Yeah.
But one of them talks about anxieties, and is agoraphobia, maybe. There's this phobia of like the public, basically.
Yeah.
That someone could develop, and he like runs through this hypothetical situation about how someone could be scared of leaving their house, and it basically comes down to the point of like you run away from it, and then you start to make these connections in your brain that's why you're scared of it. And I think the same kind of thing could apply to the erg. Like if you give it that power of like, okay, no, I'm scared of you, then you're going to be scared of it for a little while longer.
Oh,
like the next time you get on, you're like,
it
don't
happens
know.
every time.
Yeah.
Every piece. There's that one moment where you're just like, I could stop right now. Like, I could just stop. But, like, if you push through that little 2-minute block, 4-minute block, then it's like, all right, like, I respect you, and then it allows you to do your thing.
Those 2-minute blocks, they're like microwave minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Or more.
They're the worst.
It's like an eternity.
There was, like, this, I think that I read this one quote. It was like, if you had an hour left to live, what would you do? And it was like a rower's answer was, I'd erg for an hour because it would last forever.
That's great.
Yeah. But speaking of like books that are apply, I don't know if I was going to lend you this over the summer. It's Unstoppable by Tim Grover.
Right.
Great book. It's just so like, it literally makes you just want to go and like conquer the world.
Cool.
I have so many highlighted quotes in there that I usually read them before like 2Ks or like 6Ks to like get myself going. So like,
do you have a quote you remember you can spit out? Like what's your favorite?
I don't know if like line for line, but it's like
paraphrase.
It's like you'll never get anywhere in life if you allow yourself to become paralyzed by soft excuses.
That's pretty strong.
And that was like one thing that I was struggling with over the summer because I was pretty much here alone over the summer. It was hard to find motivation to erg or just work out, and I was just like, I'm gonna come back in September and be terrible if I don't do this.
Yeah, you put in good work.
Yeah, thanks.
You had an erg in your dorm?
Yeah.
Right. You got a cool dorm.
Yeah, thank you. I pride myself on decorations.
Yeah, the walls are covered.
Oh, yeah.
You got a Christmas tree in there year
We
round.
do. Yeah, year round.
Tis
It's
always the
festive.
season.
Christmas in July,
Yeah.
But, it's always July here in Florida because it's so hot.
What do you like that? The fact that it's like always like one season here? Because you're from New Jersey.
Yeah, like I'd be so happy with like a nice like 50-degree day. Just bust out some pants, or like a sweatshirt or something like that. Or these shoes that I'm wearing. I literally said this before the podcast. Like I can never wear these shoes because it is so hot here.
Yeah, those are sweet shoes.
Yeah, thanks.
You guys should see these shoes.
We'll put a link in the bio or description.
do that.
Yeah,
Or
check 'em out.
we'll put a link to like an Imager account.
Yeah, let's go.
like,
Yeah,
feel
I'll
like
pose.
kicked out.
I'll pose.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I've done
like
it before.
Right on.
But yeah, that was one of the reasons I chose to come here too, was the weather. Like you can't beat this. I mean, you're from Florida, so you haven't experienced like a true winter.
Yeah, it's a long slog. I visited Hobart in Seneca Lakes region in New York, my senior year of high school in October. So about this time of year.
You probably got a good whiff then.
Holy moly, dude. It was cold all day. Like all day. There wasn't a time of warmth except for like when I was in my room and we were thawing out. And like you get the tingling feelings.
And my friend Rose at Syracuse, and like now it's 40 degrees. And I just don't understand how he does it.
It's wild. Yeah, that's strange. Definitely grateful for the weather here.
Oh, yeah.
In that case. I remember that official visit, I stayed in a dorm on a couch. And it was a couch with like, the awful dorm cushions on it.
Oh, no.
But then with two hard ends for the arms. And it wasn't 6 feet long.
Oh.
So I was laying there with my legs up over the wood, and
it's probably the worst thing ever.
Yeah, my feet kept going numb, and the door wasn't sealed, so like the wind would howl in, and it was like 42 degrees. I had one blanket, I had no pillow. It's like, oh man,
no air mattress or anything.
This is rough. And then I remember not being able to sleep well, and then we just got right back out, and I went to practice in the morning. I'm bundled up in that like life suit.
Yeah, that the coaches wear. Right? Got an icicle off your nose.
Brutal. Glad I went here.
Yeah. Definitely the right decision.
Yeah. Flip-flops, sunglasses every day.
Yeah. Can't beat it.
Can't beat it.
Longboards, stuff like that.
What's a fond memory you have at Florida Tech?
There's so many. I'm going
Right.
to be honest with you.
All right, let's pinpoint it down a little bit. A fond memory at Florida Tech with the team at practice.
At practice.
Yeah.
Very good. I don't know if it's my favorite memory,
Just a good memory.
but one of my
Or a
favorite,
bad memory.
one of my top 5. I wasn't even in the boat this day. I was in another boat in the creek, but it was the day that Coach wanted to do seat racing, and there was just waves on waves, and you guys had to come in and like bail the boats the first time, and then you had to do it again a second time. I wasn't even in the 8s, and I thought this was the funniest thing ever, because after the practice, I was like, Coach, like, why did you do this? And he's like, no, we were going out that day. We were going out. And I thought that was hysterical.
That was legendary.
That was great.
That was a great day. And we're all just sitting there like, well, it really can't get any worse. I remember, I think I may have been stroking one of those days, and I was shouting up the boat, top of my lungs, saying 4-letter words. Oh, man. That was brutal.
But I think some of my favorite practices, I know you touched on this in the last episode, but the canal, that is the place to be. I mean, you and Baylor hit it spot on with how you can't even imagine like what it's like rowing on there, because you have no sense of direction.
No, east or west.
Yeah, nothing. Like even during the scrimmage this weekend, I was clueless. Even with Liz telling us how many meters we were left, I was still lost.
It's like a treadmill, forever pool.
Yeah. But those days are definitely my favorites. Like last year when we were just pounding out 20K in the morning, just cruising, those were the best.
The bad days are the best days.
Oh, yeah.
And I just, the sense of conquering after those practices is phenomenal. The Modelados.
Oh, don't even get me started.
Sorry. I used to have this rule like freshman and sophomore year. I'm like, I will not say the word Modelado.
Right.
Until the day before it comes.
I know. I was talking to somebody a couple of days ago, and I was like, we have this hard practice called the Modelado. And they were like, well, what is it? And I was like, I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't remember. Because
I told myself not to remember.
I was like, after the first 3 pieces, like 3 little intervals, you don't remember anything.
Yeah, it's an out-of-body experience.
Yeah. And they were like, oh, that was so hard. And I was like, yeah. And then we did it a half of one the day after.
Yeah. Oh, in Oregon.
Yeah.
Right, dude. That was the day it snowed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we talked.
That was awesome.
That was such a blast.
Right?
Wow. Yeah, that was really incredible. Yeah, we're out there just doing the Modelado.
Do you know if anybody, when we were in Oregon, had never seen snow before?
I'm pretty sure some guys had not seen snow.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely the Florida guys.
Yeah,
Some of them.
Yeah.
That was a trip.
That was a trip. Oh, I think we should delve into something else now.
All right.
I think we should. It's on the tip of my tongue. So I give you a hard time for living in New Jersey.
Okay.
How do the people's stereotypes of New Jersey compare with what New Jersey is really like?
The stereotypes are pretty accurate. The driving stereotype is spot on. Everybody is out to get you. And when I come down here, Florida drivers, their stereotype is that they're the worst drivers.
Yeah.
And I think that's spot on too. Because when I drive around here, especially during the summer, I was getting mad. Because people they were just taking their grand old time.
And now they're just always on their phone.
Oh yeah. I started this thing this summer. I mean, I tried to do it throughout when I started getting my license, not even skipping a song on my phone, not even looking and hitting skip. And I over the summer, I literally threw my phone in the back of the car because I was like, I'm not even going to test it right now. Family is so far away from me right now. God forbid something happens. I couldn't do that to them. But yeah, the stereotypes with New Jersey driving, accurate. Everybody in New Jersey is a terrible driver, but they're somehow really good.
Good at being bad.
good at being very bad.
Well, it's probably there's like this traditional model that we follow of how to drive, based by the rules of the road, and then there are the fringes.
Yeah.
These subcategories of like tribal rules. And there's a tribal rule to driving in New Jersey.
Yeah, like in my driver's ed class, the person who was teaching it, was like, let's just do some practice questions. We're going, can you make a right turn on red at this, if these are the conditions, blah, blah, blah. How fast do you need to go if you hydroplane? And then he was like, now what car is not detected by a radar gun from a police officer? And we're all like, what? Like, these are the questions that they're like implementing into your brain. It's like, you need to be New Jerseyan.
How did you see the system?
It's a Corvette, if you were wondering. Carbon fiber.
Whoa.
Yeah. I was the only one who got it right. Spot on, baby.
Well done.
That's because my cousin took the class the year before, and he told me. So.
Right on. All right. So another thing I want to touch on, besides gym tan laundry, is a few weeks ago we went and visited a fantastic group of kids.
Oh yeah.
At an event curated by Brevard Cares.
Yeah.
Which is a nonprofit organization that helps support foster children. And we did so because we're part of a small group on the team that's doing this lip sync
dance off
sort of contest challenge coming up. I believe that's on the 19th here of October. And we have some fundraising to do for that. And you can also buy tickets to come. We also have one super guest each.
True.
So we can invite someone to come and watch. And then they get to pick from a meal. Like, I don't know, some awesome sounding meals.
I saw your email. I glanced over it quickly.
Yeah, good.
So. Good. But yeah, I'm excited for that. When we went, I was kind of like hesitant and skeptical of what to expect. But those kids were awesome.
Yeah, they're really cool.
You could tell they just wanted to have a good time.
So for the set and setting here, we drove across Melbourne, maybe about 15, 20 minutes to this place called Funtown. Is that it?
It was fun.
Funtown? Funtown's a fun place.
Yeah.
That was a good time. There's arcade games. There's rollerblading.
Oh,
there's laser tag.
Don't get me started
there's a bounce
on the
house.
rollerblading.
There's bumper cars. What a blast. And these kids are so great. They we wore name tags, and they would come up to us and like, hey, Christian, hey, Zap, like, you come play skee ball with me?
Yeah.
You want to go rollerblading? You want to come play laser tag?
Yeah.
And there's full of great spirits.
Yeah,
and
it was a blast.
I'm proud to be doing this.
Yeah. It was awesome, like, getting to talk to the older kids, too, because, some of the kids, they were starting their college application process.
Right.
And they were talking to us about what they should be doing then. So it was cool to finally give some insight on stuff.
It was cool. Starting feeling an adult.
Yeah. Oof. Don't even say that word.
Yeah, no.
Right?
Responsibility. Responsibility's cool.
It is cool.
I mean, it's cool to like take this stuff on, and I'd like to be doing more stuff like it.
Yeah.
That was a great experience. So we have some rehearsing to do.
Oh yeah.
Some fundraising to do. We're doing the song Space Jam.
Yeah. From the movie Space Jam, of course. Starring the, in my opinion, second best basketball player of all time, Michael Jordan.
Who's your first?
LeBron.
Yeah. The King?
The King, King James.
Who are you a fan of? What's your team?
Oh, the 76ers, obviously being from New Jersey. There's no Jersey basketball team. So the 76ers, ride or die.
All right, so my geography is a little off because that place is also like the Twilight Zone because everything's so close but seems so far away.
Yeah.
Are the 76ers closer to you than like the Mets?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, no.
The Mets, New York.
The Mets are a basketball team or a baseball team?
Mets are a baseball team.
Holy
the
crap.
Nets are a basketball team. They're in
Why
Brooklyn.
would they do that to me?
Right? They're just screwing you all up.
What is a Met?
I don't know.
Is it like Met Gala?
Metropolitan? Maybe.
There we go. That might be it. Okay, Young Bainey, can you look that up for us?
Because like the Knicks, New York Knicks, Knickerbockers.
No.
I'm serious.
Is a knickerbocker a kind of pants?
Yeah. That's like what they used to wear in like the 30s.
Those were the fluffy capris?
I don't know if they were like the suspender things.
So yeah, it stands for Metropolitan. They were originally called the Metropolitan Club of New York.
Oh, that's cool. I like it. The Metropolitan Club of New York, and that being a basketball team name. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's I kind of don't like the idea of teams having like mascots.
Why?
It's just weird to me. Like we're the Panthers.
Yeah.
But we don't really identify as the Panthers. We don't break on Panthers. You
Yeah.
know? Like we've always just been like, in my opinion, the Redliners, which is something that like not a lot of people said before me.
Yeah.
Which I doubt anybody really still says, but I mean that's just who we are. We wear red stripes, and this kind of thing with mascots, it's cool. I think in like sports like football,
Yeah.
and maybe just other sports, it's cool with.
Yeah. It
But
doesn't
for
really
rowing,
apply to rowing.
Doesn't really
You
work.
don't see a little panther on the side. You don't see Pete on the side of the banks of the canal cheering us on too
Why
often.
do you think that is? Is it because it's not a spectator sport?
Probably. There's no like there's no hype. Like
Yeah, it's kind of a hard sport to be hype
yeah.
about. It's like
Yeah,
a long. It's a
football.
marathon.
Yeah.
You know?
Football, you're yeah.
Yeah, and it's like
Rowing's
30
like-
seconds and you get a break. You're like,
Yeah. Rowing's like, all right, last 250. Yeah, come on, woo. All right, it's over.
but then why do you think that is that we can't like relate to a mascot as well? Like philosophically, get into it. Let's dig our teeth in.
I don't know. Maybe if we'd have no association with the panther. I mean, we
Wait.
do.
A boat. Yeah, like Panthers wouldn't row a boat.
Panthers wouldn't row a boat.
Like it might
Panther
be hype.
can't be a boat.
Panther can't be a boat. Cats don't like water.
Didn't think of that.
That's rough. Dude, that's weird.
Have
Like,
you ever seen a Florida panther?
I have.
I haven't. I'm yet to see one.
I've seen one at my grandma's house back home.
Are they big?
They're pretty sizable. Yeah.
Oh.
It was from a distance. I
Yeah.
saw it at like 200, 300 yards out.
Yeah. Because I came here and I was like, that's cool. Like named ourselves after like pretty cool animal, out in like Africa and stuff like that. And then they were like, no, they're in Florida. I was like,
Yeah, there's like no.
what are you talking about?
I think they were on the endangered species list, and maybe they're not anymore. But they're rare to see.
Yeah.
And yeah, Florida Panthers. How about that? We used to be the Engineers.
Really?
That used to be our mascot. Although I don't know if it was like a mascot, because how do you fit a guy in an engineer
the
suit?
school before Florida Tech was Brevard College of Engineering. So
Right.
I might have had something to do with it. Tour guide knowledge.
Yeah.
I gotta know these things.
It was.
It's just what I do,
Go Panthers.
right?
What do you think of our like logo change?
You want my honest opinion?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was pretty dumb.
Silly.
Yeah.
Then why do you think we did it?
I really don't know. I'm really curious.
We got rid of the whiskers.
Yeah, that's pretty much all that happened was we got rid of the whiskers. So
Yeah, got rid of the whiskers. Speaking of the devil, we have Billy right here. Hey, Billy, come.
Billy, this is the Billy that we've referenced many times before in the podcast. He's banging
That's
out
so funny.
some aerospace homework.
That's great. We can't hear a word he said.
Oh, that's great.
It's funny. Now, yeah, yeah, you're on TV, Billy. Oh God! Now people know they can come be part of the podcast.
Oh, yeah, that's bad.
That's crazy. We can be like the Today Show.
Oh God,
They put posters in.
God, they are the.
Oh.
I hate the Today Show. I'm not gonna get into that. But
No, it's not. It's not great at all. Like
the worst.
why watch that? No, I do like Al Roker.
Yeah. Oh, I think we're talking about two different shows.
Are they different?
I'm thinking
Good
of the
Morning
one with,
America's Al Roker.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the one with Hoda and Chrissy Lee or whatever.
Yeah,
The worst.
I don't know what those are. I haven't watched TV in years, really.
Yeah. Other than sports,
Yeah.
nothing.
I started streaming on my phone through NFL Network.
Yeah, I just hooked up Comcast.
That's all I watch.
Yeah.
Bucks. So I'm a Bucks fan. It's hard to be a football fan, and especially to be a Buccaneers fan, because I've gone through a life of being part of a losing team.
Go Birds.
Yeah, I had hope for us this year.
Hey, I mean, you
still
might tune
do.
it
I
around.
still have hope for us. We just lost to the Saints today.
Oh, well, Teddy Bridgewater put on a show.
Yeah, he did. Kind of showed us up. We won't stick on this for a while because I doubt a lot of our listeners want to listen to it, which shouldn't be the rule. We should talk about whatever we want to talk about. But Let's
we
get more.
want to talk about rowing, about the team.
Let's get more into the experience.
Yeah.
What was your first impression of the team atmosphere, and what is it now?
I thought it was great. You know, I came from a team. I went to an all-guys school, so I went to a team that had 40 to 60 guys on a team. Like my senior class graduated over 20. And when my freshman class, first day of practice, there were 45 kids that showed up to the first day of practice for freshmen only. So there was definitely some distance between the freshmen and the upperclassmen. And, you know, I knew their names. They didn't really know me. Aspired to be them eventually, you know, just ripping on it. Right. See them in practice, just flying by. And when I got here, that wasn't the case. Everybody knew you by name pretty much immediately. Like obviously it's hard to put into perspective when you're a freshman, but now as a sophomore, I see that with the freshmen that we have now. Like I know them all like that. I have a feeling that they're pretty acclimated to the team already, and I pretty much feel like they felt how I feel. It was a very easy transition. I never felt pressured into like being someone that I wasn't, so that way I would fit into the team. And I think you know that. I'm pretty free going and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you brought a lot to the plate. You were our sole freshman at IRAs last year.
Yeah. That was one of my big goals last year, was to just be able to go.
Dude, that blew me away when we were out there in Oregon. And my freshman year was like we had a giant class, and a lot of them were like some of the fastest guys on the team overall, and we're all booling out at IRAs. I just said booling.
Right.
Yeah, and then you get there, and I had this moment where we're in this valley in Ashland, Oregon. I'm looking at you, and I'm like, holy moly, dude, you're the one freshman that made it. Yeah. Congratulations. And I know some other guys had some great things lined up with internships and all, but anyway, proud of you for that. And
yeah,
great job last year.
I really felt like that whole trip was just, I think, so helpful for me to finally, like, I felt like I was finally like integrated into the team during that trip. Like with you, pretty much, I don't think we had this good of a friendship until that trip. Like you were kind of just the junior in the boat that was stroking the boat for a good amount of time, and I was kind of just like, hey, Christian, I'm back here, blah, blah, blah. But then, like, during that trip, we kind of bonded because we were rooming together and stuff like that, spent a lot of time outside of rowing doing stuff together, and I kind of feel like that strengthened our friendship as well as with the other guys on the team, you know, waking up every morning, going downstairs to see what they cooked up in the lodge.
Oh, that was great. Dude, the smells.
Can't beat it.
So good. I think the gym's planning on doing another trip like that this coming year.
That would be awesome.
But of course, we're going to be on the East Coast.
Hey, back in New Jersey, baby.
Yeah, so it's just, I believe the rumor is that he's scouring places along the East Coast and maybe all the way up, maybe somewhere in the middle, but maybe get away from the canal and do some fresh training out of state.
That'd be a cool tradition to start. Just, you know, a little trip.
I think so. I think it definitely has made the team a lot friendlier.
Yeah.
So cool. So cool that we don't have this, I guess, like cliques, really.
Yeah, there's none of that.
And going back on what you said about being in high school and having the tons of people that you had.
Yeah.
So you were kind of looking forward to come to more of a close-knit team.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
I came from a program where I trained with like 6 people, and like half of them were girls.
Yeah.
And
because I know you were with Jacob.
Yeah.
Like 24/7.
Yep. It was all so close-knit. We were such a small team.
Yeah.
We were rowing like singles, doubles, quads. I rowed an 8 once.
That's all we rode.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It was a different time. But I was just so looking forward to getting out into a team where there was more accountability among everybody, in the sense that you'd hear 30 guys breathing at the same time. Whereas it's so close. So Closed in, I guess,
Yeah, yeah.
just in the smaller atmosphere.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yep. So I think there's a bit more momentum to have a big old team like this.
Yeah, it's definitely a step up. I mean, I tried to be what you're being to us now. Yeah, you know, this is your last year. You're trying to put everything together. You know, make sure everybody's fits in, stuff like that. And I was trying to do that in my high school team when I was a senior. You know, when we would do team relays and stuff like that. You know, I would you have to pick a freshman. Like they have to be, one of them has to be on your team. So that sort of thing is, I mean, I kind of see where you're coming from. And I think it's a great idea, especially this too. This is awesome. When you first mentioned the idea, I was like, Christian, I need to be on this.
Yeah, you do. And you are. And you have been.
I'm here.
So, additionally, there was, I want to talk about your goals.
Yeah.
Your goals on the team, whether it be this year, whether it be in the next 2 years to senior, or even coming out of the team. What are some things that you have your eyes on?
That's hard. I mean, obviously I've thought about this. You know, I think we can come to the realization that I probably will never be the strongest or fastest guy on the team. I mean,
All right, well, set and setting then. Describe maybe, you're one of the smaller guys on the team.
oh yeah, definitely. I'm shorter than Jaden, and Jaden's our coxswain.
That's pretty epic.
Yeah. No, but like, well, I think my philosophy this year, especially last year, with guys going up and down, injuries and stuff like that, is, and I've said this to you multiple times: next man up.
Next man up.
So my main goal is just to be there, for the team. Whatever coach needs, you can put me wherever. I mean, I feel like I'm adaptable enough. One of the big words is coachability, I like to think about. So the ability for them to be able to coach me in whatever way, I feel like I can offer that. Goals, that's pretty much it. I mean, just being the best version of myself for the team, and
That's good, because it really does come down to just every little moment.
Yeah.
It's all the small things that make it up.
make the most out of it.
Yeah, for sure. There's this idea that you can be kind of lost in the long-term goals. I mean, I do think it's important to have some long-term goals there.
Yeah.
But the short-term goals that are instilled by values, especially, are super powerful, and especially ones like coachability and being there for the group.
Yeah.
So I think that's a note that everybody on the team could take note of,
Yeah.
and think of it that way. I think to not be a liability to the team, basically.
Mhm.
And I don't think we have a whole lot of that going on.
No.
And I think that's a good thing. So we're there for each other.
Yeah.
And it comes down to the point where, we're going to be taking our last strokes in a blink of an eye. Like, I've seen so many guys come through here and take their last stroke senior year, and pick that boat up for the last time, strap it on the trailer, and maybe not come back to Melbourne.
Yeah.
And everything we do leading up to that, it should be something that's non-regrettable, something that we can look back on proudly, because it's just a lot of tiny decisions, and it's not that hard to make the right decision once you have the momentum going.
Exactly.
All right. Do you think you want to wrap it up, or do you have any other ideas?
I'm good, man. I could keep talking for another 3 hours if you really wanted.
All right, give me something to talk about.
I don't know. I kind of thought you were the driver of this, but
Yeah, no, I was the driver. I took a passenger. You got a powerful personality. Zap.
oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
So I think we'll wrap it up
All right.
today.
Yeah.
And we can get some studying going.
Studying. Whew. Don't even say that word right now. I need to go to bed.
Bro. Yeah, well, bed and studying. And, got classes tomorrow. It is a Sunday night. And again, we're coming.
Some football on now.
At you from Melbourne. Oh, there is. That's so distracting. So
Oh, yeah. It's bad.
You know who's playing right now?
I want to say it's the 49ers and the Browns, maybe?
I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, they're two good teams. Yeah, turn it on, see what the score is, turn it off.
Yeah, turn it off.
Yeah. That's something, the social media that we've been doing.
Right. So we've been limiting our time on social media.
I mean, I was thinking about that for a while, and then you kind of were like, I'm cutting everything off. And I was like, all right, Christian, I'm following you. I'm doing that. But I did it for a solid week.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, a couple things happened this weekend that I had to re-download it and stuff like that. So, but that week, it was hard. I'm going to be honest with you.
No, it is really hard. It's weird. It's like rewiring our brains to be kind of different kinds of thinkers and entertained in far different ways.
I would pick it up and just scroll through my apps. Like, not even open an app because there were none there. I would just pick it up and scroll.
Yeah, when I first deleted it, I'd pick up my phone, and the best analogy I could think of, it was like going to the refrigerator and looking for food, and there's no food in the fridge, but you keep going back to the fridge and you're looking for the food. So, I mean, it screws with your brain.
Oh, it did. It did.
And it's weird to be subject to it all in such a weird time in, like, human history, really, where we're exposed to all of this at such a vulnerable age, such a susceptible age in our growth. I mean, I think I had Instagram when I was in 8th grade.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've had it ever since.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a diary of my life.
Yeah.
Well, some
It pretty much
select
is.
moments in my life. Like,
yeah. The people that have not deleted a single post, like my sister hasn't deleted a single post since she got it. And it's kind of cool to scroll all the way down.
I've not
on
done
her
that
page.
either. Not done that either. And I consider it sometimes. I'm like, oh, that's kind of embarrassing.
Hey man, it was you.
Kid. Yeah. So pretty neat. Are you a public guy or a private guy?
I'm a private guy.
Yeah.
I actually just recently unfollowed pretty much everybody I haven't talked to in the past month because I feel like they really don't care about my life. If they would have, then they would have reached out to me.
Well, it's weird to be connected to so many people.
Yeah.
And maybe like feel like you owe them attention or they owe you attention.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's some people who have like thousands of followers. Like, do you know everybody?
it's strange.
Have
It's
you-
like you're famous in a new way.
Yeah.
It's like a new kind of famous.
Yeah. It's like I don't care about the likes. Like what do I need that for? It's weird.
Strange. Some people get like really consumed by it.
Oh yeah. There's this girl I know.
Like, hey, have you liked my photo yet?
Yeah, yeah. There's
Like,
this girl I
what?
know. She
What do you mean, have I liked your photo yet?
yeah, right? Like my recent post. Like, what? No, I have things to do. Like Snapchat, the streaks craze. Some person I know has over 1,000 days, like in a row. 1,000. I have 0 total.
Maybe they're just trying to distract themselves. From like, well, maybe that's like their kind of meditation. That's something
I
that
would
they
hope.
can tend to. That's
I would
like,
hope.
yeah, they can tend to that instead of dealing with their emotions.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just a theory.
Yeah.
No judgment zone.
Yeah, no, nothing.
Yeah, it's just strange to me.
Yeah.
It's just a different kind of life.
But like coming back to it now and seeing everything like that people have sent me, because I didn't, other than you and a couple other people, I didn't tell anybody that I was deleting stuff.
Yeah.
And when I came back, I had messages from people and stuff that I was like, oh, okay, I should probably respond to these.
Yeah. And a lot of it's not that important. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's really not.
sometimes you'll just see like a meme, maybe.
Yeah.
Things like, oh, that's funny. I bet they like it. And then
Yeah, you don't really laugh. You just blow more air out of your nose. You're like,
Yeah.
that was good.
That's a good way to look at it.
Right? You just, that was
That's
good.
funny. Yeah, I mean, otherwise you'd call somebody or text them or just show up at their door.
Yeah.
I mean,
pretty
I'm
much.
not a big fan of people like showing up at my door all the time, but
Yeah. Hey, man,
That's
if
what it
someone
is.
knocks on my door, you know I'll answer it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm always like that.
I mean, call me.
Hey.
But, cool. I think that's a good spot to wrap it up.
Hey, man.
Thanks so much for being
It's
on.
been so fun.
Cool.
I mean, I know it was a short notice. You texted me a couple hours ago and was like, "You want to do this?" And I was like, "Yes, I need to do this now."
Right on.
Yeah.
So happy to have you.
Yeah.
Episode 2 in the books. We plan to do plenty more, at least one episode a week, until I can no longer use the library at Florida Tech. Senior year is chugging along. So as it goes, I think I'll put some links in the description below about how you can fundraise,
Yeah,
how
definitely.
you can donate some money
Yeah.
for this Brevard Cares event that we're doing. And
If anybody on the team's interested,
Yeah.
message us.
reach out to us.
Yeah.
We're going to start rehearsing this week. We just got to do a little dance and remember
Yeah,
the
you
lyrics
know.
to the song. Only like 3 minutes of it. So
Yeah, it's pretty easy. It's just
Yeah.
like Space Jam.
come on and get up. We got a Space Jam.
Got a brand new going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Do your dance, do your dance
at the Space
We basically know the
Jam.
entire thing.
All right, yeah.
That's
we
it.
do. So it's easy stuff. Get involved. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
Parents, friends, family, teammates, alumni. You make us who we are. So thank you.
Thanks for having me again.
Absolutely,
This is
dude.
awesome.
All right, everybody. Have a good night.
Thanks.
Long, strong road here.
Focus on bringing people in.
Well, we're here now.
Last 20 for the national championship. Yeah, link it up, pound it.
We have pretty solid contact.
How do I make my legs look bigger?
Stronger. Betting shirts.
Get excited.
A lot of minutes by a lot of times.
Eyes up, chins up.
And much faster.
Keeping the team together.
Keep on. Right. Ollie, spread up.
You guys are not the same height.
It was pretty good, and it was pretty hard. Big congrats to the guys. Actually, it was so hard. Yep, headed back to Melv's. It's gonna be so much better.
And